What happens when the truth arrives, but no one is ready to receive it? There's a saying in Igbo land, Onye wetara oji wetarandu. He who brings kola nut brings life. But what happens when someone brings truth instead? Truth that nobody sent for. Truth that nobody wanted. Truth that arrives anyway, like a flood that does not ask permission. Today, the ancestors collect what they are owed. She did not tell her father she was coming to Anambra. She did not tell Emeka her exact arrival time. She came the way truth always comes, without announcement, without permission. Okonkwo, you have Okonkwo eyes, ne? Your grandfather used to walk this same road. The land remembered her before she could remember it. That is the thing about bloodlines. They leave marks on places, and places remember everything. Ada, where are you? I can feel you're close. I'm on Obiora Road, 20 minutes from the Okonkwo compound. Ada, your father knows you're here. Someone called him from the park. He's coming. Everyone will be in the same place. Her father had not seen her in 4 months. He did not open his arms. He stood in the doorway of his obi like a wall, like a man who had decided before she arrived what this conversation would be. You came to my compound after everything. You came here with that boy's dust still on your feet. I came because of the ritual, Papa. You need to hear. There is nothing to hear. The Ezeife family will face what they deserve. It is already in motion. Read it, please. Before you say another word, read it. Where did you get that? From the man who destroyed both our families.
On his deathbed. Because even he, even a coward, could not die with it still inside him. He read it standing up, in the middle of his compound, in front of his family. He did not move for 7 minutes. No one dared speak. Emeka, if you go to that compound, you are no longer my son. Do you hear me? You are no longer my son. Then, I will go as my own man. Mama Ezeife had lived 80 years. She had buried 3 children and 1 husband. She had survived wars and famines and betrayals. But watching her grandson walk away, choosing truth over family, was the first thing in decades that made her feel afraid. No one planned this meeting.
But the ancestors had been arranging it for 28 years. Your uncle wrote this letter. Yes, sir. Did you know? Before the letter. Did any part of you know? No. And I am sorry for all of it. For what was done to your brother. For the years it cost your family. I am sorry. Even though it was not my hand. An apology he had waited his entire adult life to receive. From a boy who owed him nothing. That was the moment Chief Okonkwo's wall began to crack. The Ezeife family this time. By both families together. They arrive at the forest edge separately. Then stand on opposite sides of the clearing. Adaeze and Emeka stand together in the center, between their families, holding the letter. Word had spread through the village by afternoon. The elders insisted. Both families, the dibia, the truth to be spoken in the presence of the ancestors themselves. No hiding place left for anyone. Dibia. The ancestors have been speaking for 28 years. Nobody was listening. Today, we listen. This is Ikenna Ezeife's full confession. Every detail of what he did in 1991. We ask that it be read before both families and witnessed by the ancestors. The Dibia was not reading the letter. He was feeling it. Feeling whether the truth inside it was real or another layer of manipulation. The ancestors would tell him. Every word Ikenna had written was confirmed by the Dibia's spiritual sight. The poisoned kola, the hidden offer, the false accusation, the stolen land title. 28 years of a lie that had eaten two families alive.
I knew. I have always known. And I used it anyway. Because my pain was louder than my conscience. I ask for your forgiveness. Not because I deserve it. Because the children deserve to be free. The dead cannot give back what they took. But the living can choose not to carry it further. This crack is not damaged. It is a door. The ancestors cracked it open, waiting for truth to walk through. Tonight, we do not repair it. We honor it. For 28 years, those hands had never touched the same thing in peace. Tonight, they held opposite the ends of the same broken truth, and neither let go. The curse ritual is dissolved. What the ancestors demanded was not blood. It was never blood. It was this. The truth, spoken openly before witnesses in the place where the lie was born. Nobody hugged. Nobody made grand speeches. An elderly Okonkwo woman offered a young Ezeife man water from her clay pot. He accepted it with both hands, the Igbo way, the respectful way.
That was enough. For now, that was everything. The ancestors did not demand perfection. They never do. They demanded honesty. They demanded courage. They demanded that someone, somewhere in the long line of the wounded, be brave enough to say, enough. This ends with me. Emeka. It was never a curse, Ada. It was an invitation. Two families. One broken truth. One unbroken future. But Chief Okonkwo has one final condition. And Mama Ezeife has one final secret. She hasn't told anyone yet. Forgiveness is free. But reconciliation always costs something. If you like the story and you don't want to miss the next episode, like, share, and subscribe.